Hey guys, hey honeys, welcome back to my channel. Today, leading off of the video that I had just posted last time about, the holidays and how to handle announcements and such. This video, we are going to talk about, when you are with your family, what not to say to people who are suffering infertility or have suffered a loss. Or, maybe you don't even know that those people are struggling, but you know that they've been married for, 5 years and have openly talked about wanting kids in the future. You can kind of pick up on these things, or just if you're a person out there who has easily popped out 4 kids and you've never been through this, we need to start being careful about what we say and what we ask people. So I want to talk about that today. I have a list of things here on my phone, so if I keep looking down, just ignore that. So first thing is, stop asking people when they're going to have kids. It's almost never okay, honestly. If it's your brother or sister, you're close to them, your best friend, and you guys, talk about that stuff on the reg, you know their situation, so, you probably already know this stuff anyways. But, if you're running into somebody at a store or a family member you don't see often or a friend, again, you don't see often, it is really never okay to ask anybody when they're going to have kids. 1, that's just a personal question. 2, some people don't want kids in general, and if they voice that, they can kind of get some backlash on that, because especially I feel like a little bit of the older generation feels as though basically women are meant to have kids and you are going to have kids at some point. And if you say that you're not interested or you don't want kids, I feel like you can get backlash. And then the people that, have struggled with loss or are going through infertility and actively trying and, with no success, being asked when they're going to have kids is always a tough one. I know for me, for years, I was asked that a gazillion times. My answer was just always, we're trying, or, hopefully someday soon. I would just keep it very minimal. If you're comfortable to talk to people about your journey, then by all means, let it flow, voice it out, tell the whole world. But again, I was never comfortable with that, and so I just kept it very short and sweet. But if people didn't ask us that, it wouldn't put us in that position. I think with me, when I was asked that, for the 5 minutes that the infertility journey wasn't on my mind, if somebody asked me when I was gonna have kids, it's like, again. And then you sit there for the next hour and think about it, and you're sad about it, and I want kids so bad, you don't even know, and you wish that you could say that, you don't even know. You don't even know what I've been through. You don't even know what I'm currently going through. So world, let's stop asking people when they're gonna have kids. And leading up to that, let's stop asking people when they're going to have their 2nd kid or their 3rd kid, because secondary infertility is a real thing. I have a couple people close to me that have gone through secondary infertility, and that's just as hard. Having a baby and possibly not being able to give your child a sibling it's got to be a miserable feeling. I mean, I try not to think about it right now, but it took so much to have this one baby that I have already told myself I more than likely will not be able to have a 2nd one, and I will not put myself through infertility treatments again. That's something that Ashton and I have agreed on. We're not going to go through this whole process again. It was miserable. It was long. There was so much up in the air, the questions, the out of our control, the emotion. We're not putting ourselves through that again. But the thought of not being able to give my child a sibling that's tough. That makes me actually super sad. I grew up very close with my brothers, and I would love to have, 2 kids and they grow up together. So again, sometimes the infertility stuff and your body resets itself after a pregnancy and you get pregnant again. I've known a million people that have happened to. So Let's all cross our fingers for me and for all the women out there that are trying to have their second or third or, you know, fourth baby, whatever it takes for them to make their family a whole and to finish their family. So again, let's stop asking people when they're gonna have more kids. Maybe they're just trying, maybe they've been trying for years and you just don't know that. You just think that they're, you know, leaving that big gap in between, or maybe they want a 5-year gap in between their kids, but in reality they probably don't. So let's be mindful of that. Let's think about those people. If somebody talks about, you know, going through a loss, or say somebody asks you when you're gonna have a kid or when you're gonna have kids, and you say, oh, someday, and just leave it up, you know, make a pretty open statement like that. Or you say, you know, we've been trying, we're just not having any luck yet. Don't be one of those people that say, it's not the right time anyways, or it'll happen when it's supposed to happen. Don't minimize their journey. Don't tell them they're not ready to be parents yet, or maybe you're not financially stable enough to have a baby. It's rude. It's really rude. One, it's none of your business or that person's business to speak on your situation. And two, again, you should never minimize somebody's journey, especially if it's this serious, because believe me, there is a lot of heartache, a lot of emotion, a lot of you know, depression, anxiety behind trying to have a baby. And if you're gonna sit there and, you know, and I see you once or twice a year and you're gonna minimize my situation, that changes my feelings about you. And again, we don't want to be those people, but we have to, again, protect our hearts when we're going through this. Protect your heart at all costs. If those people are talking down to you like that in this situation, that's not fair. You don't deserve that. And you don't deserve to have those thoughts put in your head, because even though you know the reality, you don't want to have to second guess yourself even for a second. So people out there at the family gatherings this year, if you're just a random person and, you know, somebody opens up to you about their journey, don't be that person that minimizes their situation. Next, don't ask if they've tried X, Y, and Z. The ovulation test, the checking the cervical mucus, putting your legs up in the air after sex, putting your butt up in the air after sex for 10 or 15 minutes, having sex on the stairs. So many people told me that for whatever reason. Get drunk and have sex, because that's when we conceived our baby 1,000,000 times. Don't be that person. I promise you, believe me, we've tried all these things. You girls out there that are struggling, we've tried all these things. We're doing it currently. We're working on that currently. It's not working. It simply is not working. So don't give those tips. We don't care about those tips. Not to be rude, but we don't care. We don't need any advice. We know exactly what we're doing. At this point, we've spent hours on the internet researching, hours watching YouTube videos. We have spent our time knowing what we need to be looking for, what we need to be doing. It's still not working. We don't want your opinion on that. Be mindful of that. Men are pretty bad at that. I have learned that men are the ones that are pretty bad at, have you tried this? Have you tried this? Have you tried this? Leading into that, the next thing is, don't ask whether it's the female issue or if the male's the issue. That's one, again, that's nobody's business. And two, it's so rude. I know that I've had plenty of people ask me, what must be your husband? Your husband doesn't even know what he's doing then. Instant anger for me. Instant anger. Again, none of your business. Two, my husband does know what he's doing, as in any mammal in the world knows how to have sex properly. It just doesn't matter. And you know, at some point in the journey, we may not know who the issue lies with, or you know, we may be unexplained, or maybe both the male and female are the issues. Again, that is their business to know. That is not for you to go questioning. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't push adoption or other routes of parenting. You know, fostering to adopt. Do you need a surrogate? Anything like that. Don't be that person. Again, it's rude, and plenty of women out there, including myself, I wanted to carry my own child. Now, am I open to adoption? 110%. I have always been open to adoption. I will never shut it down. But have I ever, you know, I've always had this strong urge and this strong feeling and this strong want and need to carry my own child. I've wanted to get that pregnant belly. I've wanted to feel the kicks. I've wanted to feel sick, and I wanted to feel everything that comes with pregnancy. You know, am I scared? Absolutely. But am I so excited for birth? However it happens, absolutely. I want to feel the whole process from start to finish with my child's life. So, you know, I've had a million people tell me to go this route, this route, this route. Have you thought about this? Have you looked into this? And did we look into adoption at one point? Yeah, we did. We did, and we were set on going that route for a while. We ended up backing out of that, but again, it's possible for the future. That was a decision that Ashton and I made on our own. Don't be that person that's going to offer that up. Well, why don't you guys just adopt? It's not that easy. It's not that easy. If you are putting yourself through years of trying to conceive, you don't want to just give up that easy. If you are putting yourself through years of trying to conceive, you have a longing, want, and need to carry your own child. You're not just doing it for shits and giggles. So people need to respect that. People need to respect your decision. Can it take a year to adopt? You know, go through the whole process of them, you know, looking at your house, going through background, sending in your profile, everything like that. Yeah, that could take a year. And can it take you 5 years to get a child of your own? Absolutely. But if you want that child of your own and you want to carry that, you're gonna go for the 5 years over the year. Again, it's your own personal preference, and people need to respect that. It's a person's child, whether they have been conceived yet or not, whether they're just a thought. That's the most important thing to them. That's the most important thing that they have or are going to have in their life, and the thing that they're going to love the most. And if you are trying to steer them clear of that or change their mindset on that, they might come out with the claws out, or they're going to back away. Me, I know that I just really went quiet a lot, and I just shut down things. I never really got mean with people, but that's not your place. Don't do that. Don't do that. If you are at, you know, social gatherings, or, you know, you have a friend, or you're at anybody's house, whatever, if you're pregnant and you know that this person has gone through a loss or multiple losses, or, you know, are trying to conceive, try not to complain about your pregnancy in front of them. And again, I know I said in my last video, which is the truth, you know, my infertility issues are not somebody else's problem. So your infertility issues are not Cousin Sarah's problem. So don't make them Cousin Sarah's problem. But if Cousin Sarah really cares about you, then she'll be mindful of the fact that you're struggling when you're around. So, you know, again, if you're pregnant, try not to complain about the pregnancy issues or that your feet hurt or that your back hurt, or, you know, it's okay to make simple comments, but I promise you that us people that want to be pregnant, we would give anything to feel those back issues and those feet issues, and we would give anything to throw up every 3 hours. So just be mindful of that. Again, that's just a little tip. I don't want to be rude or negative in any sort of manner when it comes to that, because all feelings are valid, and if you are pregnant and you're struggling a little bit and you want to complain, by all means, say it out loud. Just be mindful if you are around the people that are struggling. I know this next thing I ran into a lot just because I am young, but if people would ask me when I'm having kids, or, they would say, don't have kids yet, they're this, that, and this, and they're bad, and they do this, or are you having kids yet? And, I'd be like, well, working on it again, or trying. Oh, you guys just still have so much time, or, after a loss, again, not a lot of people knew about this. And so luckily I didn't run into this one a whole lot, where in this aspect, I guess, when I've had a loss, everybody's been very supportive of that. But I guess as far as, when are you guys going to have kids? Stuff like that. And my answer would always be like, we're trying, or hopefully soon. Well, you're so young, you have so much time, or make sure you travel first. Make sure you, love each other, and you've, spent so much time together beforehand. Make sure you want like a solid 10 years before kids. I wouldn't get that all the time. And obviously I learned to let it roll off my shoulder, but that was really annoying because, one, Ashton and I have known each other for 10 years at this point, 11 years. We know each other. Two, I am young, I'm 27, but my journey started when I was 19. So I've been longing for a baby for 8 years. So I don't care how young I am, the feelings are still there. The feelings are still valid of me wanting a child. I just never understood that whole thing. Everybody's going to start their family and start their life at different periods of time when they're ready. Some people want kids by 20, and was that me? Absolutely, it didn't happen, but that was me. Some people don't want kids till they're 30 or 35, or some people even 40. Okay, that's fine. I respect that. That's just everybody's preference, and that's what you want to do, and that's how you planned out your life. So just because you're somebody younger, that doesn't give you the right to say, oh, you have so much time, or there's no rush, or why are you pushing it? Don't be that person. I'm sure people, again, in their 30s or 40s, they probably honestly get the same thing of, you better hurry up, or your clock is ticking. And people try to put a time frame on when you're supposed to have kids. That's wrong. Again, none of your business. None of the business except the husband and wife, or the couple, the partners. None of your business. Don't make those comments. And last but not least, this kind of goes off of what I was just saying, but you'll have people that say, are you ready for sleepless nights and blowout diapers and the crying baby all the time? Are you ready for your life to revolve around a kid where you just can't pick up and go wherever you want to go at any given time, and you can't just run into the gas station without getting your kid out, and it turns into a whole 5 or 10 minute thing instead of just 2 seconds? Yeah, I'm ready for that. I am absolutely ready for that. Believe me, I've been ready for that for years. I just feel like that's just such a rude thing. Anybody that is trying to have a baby, I think we all know the gist of babies, that they cry, they eat, they sleep. You're gonna have sleepless nights, you're gonna have colicky babies. When you take them with you out in public, we know that we have to get them out of their car seat and take them with us. So those comments are just very unnecessary, and just like, do you think I'm dumb, or like, what's the point of you even saying this right now? Especially us that have tried to conceive for so long, or that have suffered losses again. Believe me, yes, absolutely, we are so ready. We long for those sleepless nights and those poopy diapers, because there's a million other positives that come out of that. And I'll still love the poopy diapers, and I'll still love the sleepless nights, because that's part of, you know, having your baby and having your child and loving them no matter what. I long for those cries. So I guess the point of this video is just to be more mindful of the things that you say. Again, 1 in 4 women suffer a loss at some point, and 1 in 8 couples battle infertility. It's becoming such a common thing these days that it is just so sickening to me. It's disgusting. It's sad that so many of us have to drain our mental health, drain our emotion on the regular, drain our energy, drain our bank accounts to go get fertility treatment. It's wrong. It's awful. I just hate that this is our norm these days. So with that being said, when things change, again, more couples are battling this, then we as people need to change as well. We need to be more mindful of the things that we say to these people or anybody in general. We need to be careful of the words we choose. We need to be nice to others and be respectful and be more empathetic of their journeys, because again, everybody's journey is individualized. It is very much their own. You know, I know so many people that have, unfortunately, I know so many people that have gone through infertility issues, which is just so sad. It's so heartbreaking. And all of our journeys are different, even though they're all the same in a way. They're all different. So have empathy for your friends. Have empathy for your family, or, you know, somebody that you might know. And just be careful of the questions that you ask and the comments that you make, because they can stick with somebody for longer than they should when that person is struggling. All right, guys, thanks for watching my video today, and I will see you guys soon.